a disclaimer that everybody's experience is different. Remember that when you're watching people's videos about cosmetology school, it's some things that is like overall advice, and other things the experience is just different depending on the location, depending on the school. So I would say do your research when you are inquiring about schools. Do your research and talk to them all, right? But let's go ahead and get into my experience this far and answer some of the questions that you all had. Hey y'all, so today we're going to do a chit chat video, and we're just going to be talking about cosmetology school because the girls been wanting to know about the girls and guys, because everybody can go to cosmetology school, but y'all have been interested in this cosmetology journey, and sorry I haven't been able to take y'all along how I wanted to, but it's okay. We're here now and we're just gonna talk. I attend Ogle Hair, Skin, and Nails. I am located in DFW area. We have quite a few in the DFW area, and then we also have a location in Houston, and they just opened up a location in Atlanta. So if you're looking at this and you want to know more about Ogle, I mean, I'm telling you some things right now, but yes, we do have a location in Atlanta, and y'all, I want to be at that Atlanta location if I'm being honest, because I just know the girls is eating down over there. But anyways, let's talk about Dallas. To start, I have been in cosmetology school for now since June. I am now in phase 5. So we have 5 phases in my cosmetology school. The first phase is 1A and 1B. That's all in the classroom. That's where you're going to learn all of your skills. You're just going to pretty much go over everything, right? Not gonna lie, it's gonna go by fast. They're just preparing you for the floor. I will say, hold on, let me do my eyebrows right quick. Let me outline them. I will say that phase 1 goes by super fast. It's no time to perfect it. Like, before you get on the floor, you're not going to perfect it. You're not going to perfect those haircuts. You're not going to perfect that color. Shoot, for us, we barely learned color. Color was at the end. We learned it like the last week of phase 1. They just tell you like the overall basics of what you need to know. So this is where you're going to learn all of the book work. You're going to go over everything, the haircuts, the different types of haircuts, which there are 4. Hold on, 4? Yeah, there are 4. Then you're going to go over kind of like, just like all the basic. You're going to go over color. You're going to go over like perm rods, relaxers. Pretty much everything that you could think of that they teach you in the curriculum, you're going to go over it in that first, in phase 1. Now, we did not go over nails in phase 1. That doesn't happen until phase 3, but I'm going to get to that. No, 4. One of them phases. That doesn't happen until later on. So like nails, lashes, because we're under cosmetology. Now Ogle does have esty, so estheticians, they can go too. They need less hours than us. So while I'm talking about hours, I will say cosmetology school in Texas, you only need 1,000 hours. So some people are going away with the whole 1,500. It used to be 1,500 hours, and it depends on the state. But Texas is one of those states that it's only 1,000 hours for cosmetology. Now, I believe that ST is like 700, and then I believe we also have it where you only go through the nail portion or certain portions, I believe. Don't quote me because I'm not on that side. I fell under cosmetology because it umbrellas every single thing. It umbrellas hair, skin, nails, everything, right? So waxing, all of that. So I don't know how they break it down. However, if you are interested in a lot of things, I highly suggest you to do cosmetology because, like I said, you can umbrella it all. But phase 1, just learn the basics. Now, that's about 2 months. Phase 2, you're on the floor. This is where I was starting to get weary about my school, honestly, right? And I start to see other people get a little weary about their schools. This is kind of like a broad thing because I think it's like some of the same things are happening at other schools. Not just Ogle, at other schools. Paul Mitchell, Aveda, whatever, like all over, right? But some people get to the floor and they're like, we didn't learn a lot. The time that you're going to learn all of the bookwork that you've learned, or excuse me, you're going to practice all of the bookwork that you learn. You're going to be able to practice on human heads. Breathe. When you're on the floor, breathe. That's all I can tell you. Don't overthink it. Now, depending on the teachers, now this is where like I said, I was starting to think, do I really like cosmetology school? But depending on your teachers, they're, how can I say this? By the time you get on the floor, you do have certain curriculums, but they don't necessarily have to teach you them all. Some of them look at it like you should have learned that already. And unfortunately, that depending on your instructor it's hard. If I'm being honest, it is harder, because if you're getting on the floor, it's your first time, no matter what, whether it's the first 3 weeks or after, or the whole phase 2, it's something new to you. A lot of us haven't been behind chairs, right? So sometimes you have to express that to your teachers, like, hey, I haven't been behind a chair. We don't get enough clients, right? Now, for me, I've been pretty much getting clients between 2 to 3 times a week since phase 2. I know that, like, some of my colleagues say at other schools, like in my friends, I got people that went to schools all around the United States. I do have a friend who went to Paul Mitchell in Florida, and she said she had warned me before I started that once you get on the floor, try to bring in your own clients. I have not really had to actually step out on foot and get my clients to come in. I was just blessed to really, I had switched times. So we have 3 times during the day. We have morning, afternoon, and nights. I started mornings, and then I went to afternoons. In the afternoons, it was only 2 of us in our phase 2 classes. It wasn't many people on the whole floor at all, because afternoons are that 1:30 to 3 o'clock weird schedule. So most people are either getting off of work or coming to work in between those times, right? So it wasn't a lot of us on the floor during that time. And because it wasn't a lot of us on the floor, we were getting clients like back to back every single day. And then I moved back to the mornings, and because I was able to I don't want to say perfect, because I am way more proficient in my skills, of course I still get those clients. Like, for some reason, they're giving me these clients, and we're going to talk more about clients and stuff like that in a few minutes, because I do want to like kind of touch on that. But yeah, so phase 2, this is where you're going to start learning everything that's on the floor. I will say, be honest with your instructors. Tell them, like, hey, I don't know this. This is my first time behind a chair. Like, I'm learning all of this. This phase can be frustrating, especially if you don't have an instructor that you feel like is helping you. And I understand that some instructors don't want to baby you. However, I feel like phase 2 should be they're kind of guiding you. They're not like over you, like, let me help you do this, that, and the third, but guiding you a little bit more. Then when you move to phase 3, I feel like that's when they should start letting up. Like, okay, well, you done had a whole 5 weeks on the floor. You should be good now. Like, as long as you were getting clients. Now, some people don't be getting clients, and if you don't get clients, I know people who were in phase 5 never got a man's haircut. Me, on the other hand, I got a man's haircut back in phase 3. So, and I've been able to practice on different males. So I kind of more comfortable with some clippers. But if you get to phase 5 and never had a male's haircut, of course you're going to want them to be a little bit more attentive. That's why they do say, go out and find your clients. Because if you don't go out and find them, you don't have to find clients for you. Most of the time, the clients are just coming. These are not people that they these are regular people that either heard about a hair school or whatever the case may be. Now, another way I have been able to get clients outside of them giving them to me is promoting myself on social media. And a lot of people have been finding me that way, especially on TikTok. They all say that they'll search up hair school or something and then they find me. Social media is definitely going to be your best friend if you use it correctly, right? And I want y'all to follow my page, Koi's Marketing. If y'all don't know, I do have a marketing agency, and now that I'm at the end of school, I'm about to start posting over there some more to kind of help you all grow your businesses on social media. For example, I don't post much on TikTok. However, I don't post much on my hair TikTok page. Like, I just post and then make sure I put my hashtags and keywords. This is some stuff that I talk about over on my other platform. And because I put those hashtags and keywords, it definitely helps people find me. So that's what people have been finding me. So if I only got 400 views on a video, I don't even trip, because I see how me optimizing on that platform, even though I don't post much, I see it coming in. Like, one week I was getting 3 or 4 clients like calling for me, requesting for me. So yeah, I'm gonna just say that if you want to know more about like optimizing yourself on social media, not looking at the overall numbers, but being able to use what you have, use those. I only got like 50 followers on TikTok, mind you, and I said that's where it counts when they're booking me, right? Anyways, I'm not going to even get too much into that. Like, if you want to know more about that, definitely go follow my Koi's Marketing page. I'll leave it all in the description box, right? So yeah, that's how I was getting clients. That's how I've been getting a lot of my clients now. And then just being there on a time that they haven't had a lot of people. So that's a good question. I wonder if I could ask how many clients have I serviced since I've been here, because I know it's a lot. That's how my phase 2 went. Phase 3 was pretty much the same. It was just 3. I was way more comfortable. I was comfortable on the floor. It was like, okay, Shani, you know this. You got this. Now, my 2 biggest struggles were cuts and color. Now, I'm starting to get the hang of it. But phase 3, I got my first male client. That was really good because my instructor that I had, she was very good on showing me what to do. And that client has been coming only to me for the last 3 months. He comes and get his hair done once a month. But I'm about to be gone, so I don't know what he's gonna do after that. However, as long as like great instructors will kind of make or break your experience, because if you don't have really good instructors, if you don't have an instructor that is willing to help and willing to grow and understand that we are just now starting off, it's kind of harder, if I'm being honest. I haven't had really bad experience with instructors, other than I just feel like some didn't really just take note of we are just starting out. Like, she wanted to push us more, and because of that, I think it's like I took that extra time to learn deep dive by myself, and now I feel like I'm pretty good on my own for the most part. Color was still a challenge for me. What I had to do was actually go find somebody on YouTube, and they kind of helped break down color theory and how to look at the color wheel, how to tone, how to lighten, things like that, right? So I had to go find somebody that could kind of break it down, and sometimes you just have to do that, right? Even though that you're in cosmetology school, yes, ask all the questions. Then we also have some people come in and they'd like to teach other things, right? So that's how I perfected my silk presses, because one day I happened to come early, and a lady was there. Her name is Khalees. She owns Silk Press Express out here in Dallas. Well, she's actually in more of the Carrollton area, but she owns Silk Press Express out here. Y'all may have seen that video. A lot of y'all follow me. Recent followers follow me from that video. She pretty much taught me how to do the perfect silk press, and I have been basically perfecting it and making it my own. And that was just like, from me coming in, I happened to come in early and seeing that she was doing a class, and she said that she wasn't going to stay for the middle class because it was very little of us. However, she would be there that night. So I stayed that night, and I said, no, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn this. And that's what I did. And if y'all, I will say, if y'all are having anything like that at the school or outside of school, use your resources. Use those resources, because that's where you're going to learn that extra stuff. You're not going to learn how to do the perfect silk press in cosmetology school unless somebody takes the time to teach you. However, they don't have to, because silk presses isn't in our curriculum. Just a basic how to flat iron the hair, and even how they flat iron the hair, they do it kind of backwards than what we would do it. But we would do it on more texture here, let's say that, right? So you have to definitely use the resources they give you, because if you don't, you're going to feel like you came there and didn't learn anything. And a lot of people do say that they go into cosmetology school and feel like they didn't learn anything. But like I said, my school, they just happen to have other resources, and I have been benefiting from those other resources. I've been using those resources. I don't just go to school and come home, do what I gotta do. I absolutely take that time to do other things. Our success team is what kind of like, they raise money to do different events, to do different things. Sometimes they host field trips. It's kind of like your president and all of that, like in school, like the whole party, not political party, but like the whole party, like the president, the treasurer, things like that. And then they like do pep rallies and stuff. So we do, on Fridays, we do what we call, what is it called? I'm gonna say Freestyle Fridays. No, Roundup. We do Roundup at 12 o'clock, and we kind of just come out there and get hype, introduce any like new students. What else? Any events that's coming up, they'll announce them there. Things like, you can participate in it, or you can just, you know, use, like I said, use those resources. So, but that's something also that would look good on a resume, especially if you're younger and you just need something that shows that you did more. You can put that, right? I said earlier, everybody's experience is different. Everybody experience. I was used to be in the military, and every time people would ask me, oh, what base are you at, and what was your experience in the military, I would tell them everybody experience is different. You could come to the same base and absolutely hate it, or you can absolutely love it when I hated it, you know, something like that. And that's the same thing with school. Like, some are different. Like, I remember when I was watching videos about some schools, and they kept saying that it was drama filled. My school wasn't really. It was like, it's like teeny baby drama, but I heard before they used to have drama real bad. So it kind of depends on the time that you go. As far as the time period, 3 years ago is totally different than now, right? So I haven't really seen too much drama. My personality comes out in school. I'm over here having fun with people. I'm talking to people. Like, I'm meeting some great people, building my connection, building my network. So it's all of how you experience, how your outlook on it, right? Because I mean, and some people just, like, for instance, if you have a bad instructor or a bad director, I have a great director. I have really good instructors overall. So that definitely did help in my experience. Take what everybody is saying with a grain of salt, because you can go and have a way better experience than me. You can go and be like, oh my gosh, it was so much fun every day. I don't feel like my school is fun every day. I feel like I have to kind of make it fun, because I thought it was going to be more than what it was. Now, something I did realize is, as far as our success team, the night success team is different than the day success team. So it's two different success teams. They have different, not award shows, fashion shows. I think I've been to 2 of their fashion shows, like competitions, just things like that. They have that at night. They're more in it, right? Versus we haven't had a fashion show. Like, we can join them, like the day can join the night. They do try to like get the word out, but it's all about what you experience, because every time I stay late for a fashion show, I don't see many of my peers from the daytime. Also, I do want to talk about us being hybrid. We are a hybrid school, which means some people go to school online, or we go to school online and in school. Whereas in the past, people were going to school from Monday through Friday, all day from like 9 to 5, and having to work some Saturdays. That is not mandatory no more. We have to go. We have 3 different times. We have morning, afternoon, and nights, and they have to get the hours, the 3.5 hours at school a day, Monday through Friday, and get 10 hours a week online. However, you can get up to 5 hours a day. Does that make sense? Let me drop that down below if that makes sense, right? But that's how it is. I am not hybrid. The reason I'm not hybrid is because I have the VA. The VA pays for my school. Veteran Affairs pays for my school. And because of that, they do not believe in hybrid being full-time. So I have to be in school 5.5 hours out of the day. I will say hybrid is good for obviously the people that are working, right?